In the trainee life, every achievement fuels your spirit and propels you forward, even when the fatigue weighs heavily upon your shoulders. One of the most defining moments in my journey was during a practice session, late into the night. My eyes stung from a mix of sweat and the stress of perfecting my routines, yet I was torn between the urge to rest and the need to persevere. There was this one dance piece that had bothered me for weeks, particularly the signature spin that I just couldn't seem to get right. It brought forth the ballet classes from my childhood years, when I'd dance on my tips as a dainty ballerina and dream about commanding a stage one day. A mounting wave of determination surged within me, pushing against the allure of the night's silence. I rose, my hands dangling in front of the mirrored walls, the glinting lights casting an unflinching reflection of my resolute stare. My muscles protested, a quiet rebellion after long hours of strenuous exercises. Yet I persisted. The practice room echoed with the clapping rhythm of the song repeating in the background, the solitariness of the hour amplifying the intensity. With a deep breath, I launched myself into the choreography, the steps ingrained in my memory from weeks of rigid practice. The spin came all too soon, and as if in a trance, I stretched out my arms, twisted my body into a graceful pirouette, and found my balance on landing. The room's lingering silence was shattered by the burst of thrilled laughter tumbling from my lips at the flawless execution of the step. Exhausted, yet inexplicably invigorated, I stood there in the center of the lonely practice room, panting heavily and basking in my small yet significant victory. I've always known that to thrive in the K-pop industry, one has to constantly evolve and improve. But that midnight, through the reflection in the mirror, I saw myself taking my first victorious leap towards my dream. The transition from one year to another is often accompanied by a heavy nostalgia, like an invisible shroud. Every soul ponders over the year that has elapsed while preparing to embark on the journey of the new one. I was no different. The onset of 2023 found me immersed within the walls of the Electra production practice room. The outside world celebrated with fireworks while I perfected my dance steps under the sterile studio lights. During the first months of training, I had often found myself disoriented and alone, lost in an unfamiliar landscape of endless practice schedules and scrutinized performances. But now, months into the program, the training room had become a second home for hours of feisty practice sessions, filled with sweat, tears, and the resiliency of the human spirit. Each moment, each tiny victory, and each challenging struggle was intimately connected with the mirrored walls and wooden floors of that place. Valentine's Day wasn't about chocolates or roses for me anymore, but about the rhythm surrounding my every step as I prepared for an upcoming audition. For the rest of the world, it might have been bathed under an ambiance of sweet nothings and romantic whispers, but for me, it was wrapped in a sense of determination, resilience, and unyielding faith. Even amidst the demanding journey, small delights arrived in the dispersed carnations of life. Despite being completely absorbed in my auditions and practice sessions, I received unexpected Valentine's chocolates. Any other day, it would have been a simple act. But for someone like me who was tied up in a strict regimen, this small act of appreciation was a soft whisper of gratitude, a stitch in the fabric of my memories. In the world of K-pop, the trainee life is often compared with a crucible where all your skills are put to the test in the most rigorous ways, and I was no exception. I was the alternating current, vivaciously flowing through the dynamic twists and turns of my life as a trainee, embracing every emotion wrapped within these complexities. The girl from Lion was now adroitly navigating through the glitz, glamour, and relentless pressure of becoming a K-pop idol. The unfolding days of 2023 brought with them more than just the changing calendar. The Electra production practice room, which was once a labyrinth, started to feel like a second skin. I made friends with the mirrors, the wooden floors became intimate confidants. We were warriors in a battlefield of rhythm and passion. It brimmed with oozing sweat, salty tears, and the undeniable spirit of resilience. The sporadic ticking of the studio lights was the only clock I knew, and the rhythm inside my soul was my heartbeat. Valentine's Day was not painted in splashes of red roses, twinkling candlelights, or heart-adorned greeting cards. Instead, it was drenched in persistence, my every step synchronized with the haunting echoes of the pounding beats as I prepared for my upcoming audition. Stepping out into the world might render echoes of romantic overtures, whispers of sweet nothings, sights of framed photos, or couples stealing stolen glances and intertwined hands. But for me, it held an intense matrix of beats, body ache, and unyielding faith. In the midst of the rigorous routine, a sweet surprise awaited, rekindling fond memories of home and family. The Valentine chocolates I received were so much more than just confectionery delights. They were a beacon of light in my demanding journey, a soft whisper of appreciation that stitched another fond memory in the canvas of my trainee days. Going against the traditional norms of Valentine's Day, it brought about a sense of comfort, momentarily diluting the constant pressure and expectations of the trainee life. When one embarks on a quest as fervent as becoming a K-pop idol, the trainee life can feel like an unwavering tempest. It's a test of one's boundaries, an unforgiving crucible that can either make or break you. I was akin to an oscillating current traversing through a complex circuit of shiny sequins and booming bass lines, grappling with the tumultuous emotions of a girl trying to strategically place herself in the fiercely competitive terrain of the K-pop world. From my small hometown of Lyon to the dazzling skyscrapers of Seoul, I was creating my own rhythm in this symphony, one step at a time. There's an intriguing tether that binds me to the idea of performing. The pangs of harrowing practice sessions, the fragrance of determination that lingered long after everyone had left, vanilla-scented pages of sheet music imprinted with my fervor. Everything had a unique charm that resonated with me. I was not just a trainee, but a performer languishing in an odd limbo of fear and anticipation, eagerly waiting for my chance to enter the elusive realm of stardom. One such opportunity presented itself in late February, through the public trainee showcase. My heart pounded against my ribcage as though it sought to escape, matching the unsteady drumming of my nervous fingers. The dim lights of the stage seemed to flicker in rhythm with my pulsating anxiety. My mind became a whirl of countless rehearsal flashbacks, mapping my journey from a wide-eyed aspirant to a young woman on the cusp of her dream. Yet beneath this storm of apprehension ran an undercurrent of invigorating excitement. This was it, a chance to perform and gain crucial experience and exposure, an opportunity to learn the art of captivating an audience. And as I stood there under the spotlight, the cacophony faded, replaced by an intense focus. The melody began, the curtain rose, and everything fell into place. The moves, the rhythm, the expressions. The music coursing through me seemed to merge with my heartbeat, dictating every move I made. My body swayed and glided with an innate rhythm that was all its own, echoing the relentless hours of training. It was an inexplicable, empowering feeling, a culmination of endless days and nights that transformed into a performance etching permanent footprints on the sands of time. Above all, that night was also a testament to the fact that fans, however few in number, are the lifeblood of an artist. Wordless cheers and applause spoke volumes about their sentiment, their encouragement reverberating more passionately than any eloquent proclamation of support. The insistence of their clapping, the lengthy whistles, the small tokens, and the handwritten notes of admiration kept me from faltering and carried me along a path that was as exciting as it was treacherous. As the feverish applause faded and the curtain fell, I was left with an indescribable joy, the joy of a dream transition to surreal reality and the hope of many more encores to come. As I continued to live the life of an artist in training, I realized that there exists an intriguing paradox. Although I was often fatigued by the relentless schedule and training demands, it was these very struggles that injected a sense of vibrancy into my life. The soul-aching exhaustion was a testament to my relentless efforts. The countless beads of sweat were medals of unwavering devotion, and the echoes of my singing lingered in the atomosphere, an evidence of my audacity to chase my dreams. Moreover, being on the cusp of my dream was not just a lonely journey towards self-improvement. It was also characterized by meaningful interactions with those that shared my vision. It was through the mutual encouragement, the shared fears and laughter, and the burgeoning camaraderie that I found a temporary sanctuary, reminding me that I wasn't alone in this intense battlefield. Above all, every time we stood together on the training floor, we were no longer individuals, but a constellation of stars, each shining brightly on its own, yet forming a beautiful panorama when observed together. There was one more addition to this journey, an unseen yet significant component that had begun to weave its magic around me, my fans. Call them my aspiring admirers or buoyant torchbearers. Their presence added a sprinkle of stardom to my otherwise arduous journey. Their love, carried through thoughtful, handwritten notes, simple tokens of appreciation, furtive cheers, and impromptu applause, all whispered to me a memory that dreams could become reality. They echoed to me the importance of perseverance in face of adversities and highlighted the beauty of patience, constantly reminding that every drip of sweat, every rasping breath, and every late-night practice was one step closer to my cherished dream. As I moved forward, I realized that the stage was not just a place for showcasing skill and checking off choreographies to perfection. It was also about feeling the rhythm, connecting with the music, accepting the applause, and most importantly, immersing oneself in the sheer joy of performing, an experience that is as ethereal as it is exhilarating. This realization was a powerful nudge, one that made me see my journey through a new lens, one that celebrated every challenge and each stumbling block as an opportunity for growth. The grueling demands of being a trainee and the high expectations of my mentors induced a stream of metamorphosis, forging me into an artist ready to melt into the melody, step into the rhythm, and make a foray into the world of K-pop, one beat at a time. Fans. In my wildest dreams, even as a little girl strumming the first notes on my father's guitar, I had never quite grasped what having fans would feel like. Then it happened, in small, sweet doses, during that hectic first month as a trainee. Some were shy, leaving anonymous letters of encouragement outside the trainee center. They wrote about how they admired my courage to pursue my dreams in a foreign land, and how I was a source of inspiration for their own dreams. Some designed intricate fan arts captured from my performances during the public showcase. Sketches of me pouring my heart and soul into dance and singing routines, moments I didn't even realize were being observed that closely. The precision and love that went into creating these artworks made me realize how much these fans perceived about me, even in the chaotic whirl of swirling lights and thundering music. I recall the warm surprise I felt on receiving Valentine's chocolates. I was touched, deeply moved by this gesture. Even a simple chocolate wrapped in delicate ribbons and well-meaning sentiments seemed to carry weight, a symbol of someone's belief in my potential. Each of these moments, however brief or small, added a whole new element of stardom to my life as a trainee. It wasn't about ego or fame, it wasn't even about validation. Rather, it was this beautiful realization that I could truly touch someone's life through my talent, inspire them to live their dreams, just as I was living mine. The love and support from fans were an invisible thread connecting their dreams to mine. I found strength in their applause, in their cheers, in the sparkle in their eyes as they watched our performances. This strength gathered more momentum as I hurtled through increasingly challenging parts of my training. They might not have been aware, but their love was my beacon during dark times, and their hopes for me kept me grounded, even when the rigorous training felt overwhelming. The love to music that I had inherited from my parents had intertwined with the love from the fans, forming a symbiotic relationship where one was beautifully enhancing the other. Overall, this warm starlight called fans, growing in multitude, profiled a sense of shared destiny in my journey. Despite the strenuous workouts, the late-night training, and the mounting pressure, their presence felt like a guiding North Star. Quite like the slight chill in a Korean winter's breeze or the warmth of a freshly baked madeleine, this pure affection added its own charm to my journey. It was a sprinkle of magic dust on an otherwise painfully exhausting journey. The irony of trainee life is that it's crammed with personal milestones and individual growth, yet it's rarely a solo journey. From the rigorous schedule that had us training in synchronization, to the group performances where we fell and rose as a team, I was learning not just the art of performance, but the essence of camaraderie. This became clearer, as my days were consumed by personal hardships, the physical burden of challenging choreographies, the stress of upcoming auditions, and the heartbreak of ending my relationship with Minseo. The bonds I formed with other trainees during this time had an uncanny resemblance to a battlefield alliance. We were each other's pillars, picking each other up when one stumbled and celebrating when any one of us succeeded. I recall one lesson where I perfected a particularly difficult set of dance moves. My eyes had welled up with a mix of relief and happiness, and just as the first tear trickled down my cheek, an uproar of cheers filled the room. It was Hyejin, my fellow trainee, leading the applause. It was in this moment, even amidst my personal victory, the solidarity in our shared hardships and triumphs etched itself deeply in my heart. Later, during one of our group performances, I experienced another aspect of shared growth. We were all focused, wanting to perform our best. And when we didn't miss a single beat and the performance ended smoothly, I realized it was our communal effort and synchronized energy that led to our success. It was our dedication and perseverance, but most importantly, our unity that made it possible. Such moments elucidated why trainee life, despite being so grueling, was a journey I felt grateful for. It was about turning individual dreams into collective realities, learning about compromise, and the value of shared victories. Each of these moments were significant, not just in terms of my professional development, but they sculpted my identity. What was unfolding was not just Chloé, the K-pop idol, but Chloé, the team player, the champion of collective endeavors. The close of 2022 marked a major landmark, not just professionally but personally. A landmark that signified overcoming personal challenges, treasuring shared triumphs, and most importantly, understanding that no journey towards dreams is solitary. It was this understanding that made the arrival of 2023 feel less daunting. Despite the major audition that was on the horizon, my journey, a blend of shared experiences and individual progression, was revealing itself to be far richer than I ever anticipated.